Nebraska 58, Michigan State 56. A rare Sunday night recap from us. We're trying to get ahead of a big Monday list on the return from break tomorrow. So this will be out early. By the time you're listening to this, it should be early Monday morning.
Good
Welcome back.
morning.
Good morning, everyone. We have a lot to get to in this game. This was a crazy game in about a million different ways. In a lot of ways, ugly. In a lot of ways, living up to what we build it to be in the preview. Jackson Kohler bombing threes from everywhere. Rank Mass bombing threes from everywhere. This is back and forth. Both teams had chances to win. In the end, Nebraska made some plays late that Michigan State did not. Before we get to it all, reminder that this video is brought to you by Tinker Coffee, the best in the Midwest. Promo code SLEEPERS gets you 15% off your first order at tinkercoffee.com. Cart, you love Tinker.
Yeah, I'm not gonna start my morning without it. Truthfully, currently on the Zing blend right now, which I'm sorry it's turned that way. Blame my son. He turned it that way. It's his kitchen. I ain't gonna touch things in his kitchen. But know that in my kitchen upstairs, the kitchen that I pay for and run and eat a lot at, as you can tell, I always have Zing coffee. I'm sorry, Zing Tinker coffee in there. My apologies. The best in the Midwest. It smells great. It tastes great. I have 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day, and I'm sorry if that's a bad thing, but it's just how I operate. And that 2 to 3 cups is all Tinker now. And I appreciate them being a partner for us.
Mm. It's the Zing blend of Tinker, by the way. I got the Puebla, the Hambella behind me as well. They got a bunch. They got instant coffee packs. You can just mix them with milk or water, get a coffee cup in seconds. Check it out. Promo code SLEEPERS. Okay, here we go. The recap. Carter. Your Spartans lost to your Cornhuskers here. This is your actual team, your actual favorite team. 56 points against the vaunted Nebraska defense. I say that with zero sarcasm. People know this by this point. I love this Nebraska team. I think you do too. They are just so difficult to match up with. They've got two stars in Sanford and Mass. They've got vets and role players everywhere. They're poised. They're old. They're tough. And I think they've got some shit to them, for lack of a better word, that maybe we didn't even realize coming into this game. We talked in the preview about, hey, is this a team that you can get to? I think that's the way I phrased it. Is this a team that like Fears' stuff will work against? And I guess what would your answer be coming out of this, given the Frager moment? We'll talk about that in detail. Given maybe the way Jeremy Fears ended this game, the answer feels like a pretty unequivocal no.
Yeah, that's way too old, way too vetty. Rank Mass is in like his 7th year of college basketball. Like it's just this team is way too well coached, way too vetty, to let that I think affect the outcome of a basketball game. And that's I think what you saw in this one. This was not determined in that. Even in a game, I think to that point, there are some similarities I think between Nebraska and Michigan State in this kind of right. Like I think that you know they'll win a game any way they can take it or get it, right? Like Nebraska went into Illinois and they put up 83 points and won that basketball game as 10-point underdogs. They also offensively, I think, struggled hitting shots in this game, in my opinion, but it didn't affect anything else they did. They still had the same great defensive strategy that we talk about all the time, and they get the victory in this one. So it's a really well coached team, an old team, also a team with like talent too. Like while we're talking about it as well, like Rank Mass is great. Sanford's good. They have some good young players as well. Lawrence is a good old player too at the same right. They just have a really good basketball team.
Yeah, I just love them. I mean, they have the nation's longest win streak at this point. Um, we had a team a couple years ago that we loved, the Jalen Pickett Penn State team, and we sort of adopted them at some point. I will say this, Cart. I wonder if you feel the same on this. This Nebraska group is different than that Penn State team that we adopted and said was our team. Do you know why I feel that they're different?
Oh, more talent?
I don't know that that's what I'd say because I think Pickett was all American good, and I don't know that Nebraska has one of those. I think the difference was we felt we could adopt that Penn State team and had to adopt that Penn State team respectfully because there were no Penn State fans to appreciate them.
Mm.
The thing about this Nebraska team is there's actually like a rabid fan base that has been waiting forever for a team like this
Hmm.
that shows up for volleyball games, that
Right.
shows up for football game, that shows up for goddamn water polo. It doesn't matter if there's, we've been to Lincoln. If there's something good in Lincoln, that town is there. And they finally got one of the best basketball teams in the country. And I think it's a really cool story. Obviously, there was the court storm at the end. I loved Izzo's comments about the court storm. I think we're going to do that in a separate video tomorrow, so we can save our thoughts for that. But I just think it shouldn't be lost on anyone, us included, if we're going to bandwagon this team. This group feels like more like a real contender to me than like a cute little underdog story. Like
Mhm.
there's not really anything surprising about this team being good other than the logo and the name across the chest. And once you get over that, which we got over this a month ago, once you get over that, this is like the third best team in the Big Ten to me.
Yeah, they're just good, man. Like there's no I'm not it's not like gimmicky either. It's truthfully just really good basketball and really good basketball team, really well coached, like I said. And they have guys too. Like Rank Mass is a guy, Price Sanford's a guy. And they have other good players around them as well that can do a lot of good things. And as I was watching this one, I was watching. I'm like, man, if Nebraska loses this game, they're going to be kicking themselves because I thought that they left a lot of points out there, in my opinion. But they end up doing what they need to do at the end of this one. And I think Michigan State went the last 4 minutes and 40 seconds without a field goal in this basketball game. And then I think Rank Mass steps up and in his only field goal in the second half hit the big three to kind of put it away in this one, even though Michigan State did have a chance to win it there late, which I'm sure we will talk about. But yeah, just I don't know, a lot of different feelings about this game. I also like come away from this one, we lost the game, but like what game are we going to win against good basketball teams when we score 56 points on the road?
Um, yeah,
Like what good basketball teams are we going to beat?
I mean, not many, but yeah.
So,
Yeah. This Michigan State offense is in a bad spot, of course. Did you think that this was more self-induced, or do you think this was just great Nebraska game plan? I mean, I've kind of discussed this at will at this point. Nebraska's game plan forces you to play their way. It's one of the more unique things in the sport. There's just no way around it. And if you can, like if you have the personnel, you can just bomb them out the gym. I think that will happen to Nebraska at some point this year, probably when they play Purdue, probably when they play Michigan. But dog, even like they play Indiana next, I think. Indiana could absolutely make 33s against that team.
yeah, I mean, we did make threes in the first half. That's why the
Right.
game was tied. That's why the game was tied. Jackson Goller hit four himself. Tang hit two. Tang was like 2 for 12 in this whole game, but also the same right. Nebraska had also hit 40. Hit 8 threes themselves in the first half with Rank Mass hitting five of them. So, yeah, try to
Yeah.
get try to get to the tie game.
Kohler, I mean, it felt like they had to change the scout on Kohler mid-game. And once they did, you didn't really know where to turn.
Right. Yeah. They just it look, I think we talked about it in the preview. And it's why I think a lot of people, we got to the end of it and we were like, you know what? We're picking this because Tom Izzo, we believe in it. But like when you look at it just from a basketball standpoint, everything that Nebraska does defensively is picture perfect way to make Michigan State irrelevant. They don't give up transition buckets. You're not going to get in transition. They force you to hit threes. We didn't hit any in the second half. And at the same token, we also didn't hit any other shots because they packed in the lane, just like you said, and we weren't able to finish. So, like, yeah, like I said, like, there's a lot of different talking points to this one, but like, you went on the road and you scored 56 points
Yeah.
and didn't make a field goal the last 5 minutes of the game. How do you expect to win?
Right.
And it points out a larger issue with this Michigan State basketball team is that like this is what happens when you get down to close games. We cannot execute in the half court because we don't have it.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
don't.
it does. Now, again, Nebraska to me is just really, really good at this. So I think it's more about who Nebraska is. It's a mix, right? We said it was a bad matchup, and it was. But to me, if I had to pick one side, is this more about Nebraska and who they are, or about Michigan State and problems they have? I would say it's more about Nebraska being like top 10 in the country, really good, and this is their identity.
Mm.
They are elite at preventing shots at the rim and even more elite at making teams miss them. So, like, we knew that coming in. Michigan State's a team that needs rim stuff. They need it. They're like you on an anniversary trip after one too many. Like, you need the rim.
That's that
And
is insane.
I just feel like
Is my team not scoring 56 points on the road enough?
I just think 31% from 2 point range was the story. Right? And not only 31% from 2 point range, you made three more threes than you made twos. You attempted six more threes than you attempted twos because that's what Nebraska forces you to do. And look, no other team is going to guard Michigan State the way Nebraska does. It's such an extreme scheme. No one else will do it. But I do think the one thing that they put very clearly on tape at this point that, other elite teams can pick up on is that if you take away the rim from Michigan State, I don't think they have anything else.
Yeah. Like, and look, I think you can do some things. You can do some things defensively, right? Like, I like Michigan State's deep. Like after the last couple games where I've been very disappointed with their defense overall, I thought it was a really good defensive effort in this basketball game. That needs to be the bare minimum. But you also like eventually like defense can only get you so far. You got to make shots, man. It's basketball, and guys got to make plays, and guys got to make shots, and we just didn't get that.
Yeah. Right.
And it's might be a larger issue because I don't know if we have it. That's the thing. I
Right.
don't know if it's going away.
Right. Right.
So yeah, it's more disappointing in that, right, than the actual loss itself.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Our MO this season has been to spend the appropriate, adequate amount of time on the winning team before pivoting to the losing team. I have
Mm.
a lot of questions coming out of this about Michigan State related things. Have we done that? Have we done our job? Have we spent enough time on Nebraska to pivot to them, or do you have anything else on the Cornhuskers?
I just want everyone else to realize how legit they are.
Yeah.
Like they're not going away. Like they are really good. Not like plucky Nebraska good. Like look at the the sixth best or the eighth best team in the Big Ten really battling. No, they are like legit good. Like top 15 in the country good. Top four in the Big Ten good. They are that good. So like just hope that they get their due diligence and their flowers because they are that good.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna do a little math research project here. Can you humor me? Keep stalling.
Can here's the one thing I'll say. Because I'm an analytics guy and because I'm a lines guy, I'm not allowing this to be called an upset though when you were the favorite. That's the only thing I'm not allowing. Everything else goes. Storm court, do everything else. The only thing I'm
Yeah,
not allowing is upset talk.
well, neither are Nebraska's players, right? You heard their MO after, right? They were pissed at their fans. Did you see that or no?
No, I was looking at the headline on ESPN, which I texted Borzello directly because I wanted him to talk to his higher ups. I was like, Nebraska pulls off the massive upset against Michigan State. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, I this is like the whole gambling has broken the sport because no one understands how lines work when the upset word gets thrown around.
Yeah.
Nebraska was the favorite in this game, literally. And I think their players, this is the thing I love about this Nebraska team, truly. And I know we're like blowing so much smoke up their ass. Michigan State fans probably
Well,
hate
they're
this.
good, not great, because they didn't cover.
Right. But like, their players approach this like they are real national title contenders
Well, you know why they do that?
because they are.
Because I think the coach has them carry that way. Like that's how the program is ran. Also, like they had like that's the type of player and culture that I think that they do instill. Like even when they make like and now also they're doing that with talented guys and their best player is 24, 25. So like there's an approach to this, a certain level of that to this.
Right. Um,
What are you looking up?
So I'm just looking this up. Just looking this up. They've won 18 straight games.
Yep, the nation's longest win streak.
Do you know the last time Michigan State's program won 18 straight basketball games? It's happened once under Tom Izzo.
Only once? I thought we did that one year with Marcus Bingham, the year where you were yelling to play somebody.
No, you did not win 18 straight games with Marcus Bingham.
We came close, bro. We were like
You
15.
did not.
I
No.
promise you we were at like
I
15.
will look that up in just a second just to make it clear that you did not come anywhere close to winning 18 straight games with Marcus Bingham. But do you know when this it happened? Once under Tom Izzo, ever. Only once. 18 consecutive wins, Michigan State basketball. When?
No. When?
Their run from March 2nd, 2000, where they went through to a national championship. They won 11 straight games at the end of the 2000 season. And then they came out and started the next year 12 and 0.
Yeah. Honestly, that's the key to it because did Nebraska win the crown?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like they beat up on like UMass and Wichita State and then carried that momentum into this year
Yeah.
by playing nobody. So
Well, they
for
beat
the
it.
most part, that's not just
Yeah, I'm gonna really push back on you. I know I can't even tell what's a bit or what's not a bit from you anymore. This Nebraska team went to Champaign and beat Illinois, just
yeah.
beat Michigan State and Lincoln. Those are supposed to be the third and fourth best teams in the Big Ten. I mean, that's it. Those are the two teams that are pushing Michigan and Purdue, right? They're 0-2 against Nebraska. And by the way, they have a bunch of other top 50 wins too. And I know you don't care about top 50s unless it's Arkansas and you can count that as a quality win for you. But like this team has beaten a bunch of teams that are Arkansas level or better. So I'm out on the play somebody thing. I don't know if that's still a bit at this point or not. Marcus Bingham, trying to look this up real quick. You won 12 straight with Cassius, and Bingham was a freshman on that team. Are you talking like one of the years Bingham really played?
I could have. I'm talking about the year that God,
Started
what
6-0 with Bingham one year.
maybe we lost one in the midst of there was a year where we started off like 15-1 maybe,
Oh yeah, no, you started 14-2. You won 8 straight.
and then we lost. Okay.
But that 8 game winning streak with Bingham, you did not play a top 80 opponent. So yeah, I was screaming play somebody.
Yeah, I know. I never said you were wrong.
The difference between top 80 and top 40.
Yeah. I mean, look, what's a yeah, look, let's just stop. It's the nation's longest win streak. They got that. I could pick a handful of 30 different teams that could probably do that same win streak playing those same teams, but they did it, and that's what counts.
I don't think a lot of teams would go into Champaign and win.
That was a good one. Like, that's great. I mean, that was a
Are you
great one.
acting like it's easy to beat Michigan State at home too? Like
If you're a good basketball team, no, I don't think it is.
it's the reigning champs, man.
Yeah, a lot of those guys are out the door, man.
All right, I guess that's a good segue into it, but like fuck, dude, we're talking about a team that's 42-9 in their last 51 games.
No, they're nasty.
Michigan State is 42-9 in their last 51. It's not easy to beat Michigan State right now. You're 12-2 still. Like,
Yes, it's tough. Yeah.
okay, it was a weird note to end
I'm
on.
just trying to I don't know if it's tough or not. Like, is it tough or is it not tough? Because, like, are they good or are they not?
You tell me, what are they? Ken Pom says you are the 15th best team in the country.
Not that.
What are you?
Probably like the 30,
I think 30?
37th.
Dog. All right, so yeah, you weren't ready for this. Before we click record, it's 10:30 p.m. Eastern right now. We were going to do one more recap trying to get ahead. Cart said, let's do Illinois. I'm not ready to do Michigan State yet. I didn't realize you were that down on this. Otherwise, I would have said, let's do Illinois. A
Dog,
two-point
like
loss to Nebraska?
this team is very gettable if our point guard is going to play this way. And he has been playing this way for a month. So if he's going to play this way, then yes, it is like Nebraska should have beat the dog shit out of us. I was surprised we were in the game. Truthfully.
Yeah, Kohler kept you in this game.
Yes.
That's for sure.
And shout out to Jax.
If Kohler doesn't start 4 for 4 from three, this is a very different game.
So that's I don't know. That's where I'm coming from on it. But I don't know. Like I think this Michigan State team, I think there was a little bit too much ceiling talk on what the ceiling talk of this team could be. The floor is probably the exact same, but like it's just this is repeatable by other teams. Other teams can do this to Michigan
No,
State.
but what is this? What do we mean by this?
Force this team to beat you from three.
It's
Be
like it's
be
such
have
a
a have a have
dramatic
a
way of
presence
playing.
inside.
I guess if that's what you're saying, sure. But like the way Nebraska guards is so dramatic, it won't be the same. Like it just won't be the same. Teams don't just like triple team every post touch and leave one guy wide open. That's what Nebraska does. You're not going to see that again. You're going to see defenses like Duke and Kentucky, sure, but
Yeah.
like that's different.
And it's going to be tough for this team to score.
Yeah, but it's always tough for this team to score.
But there's also games where we do score. But like it's going to be tough to score.
I think it's always tough to score.
Then then that's where I'm at with it. If it's going to be tough to score, then like how many games are we actually going to win if we can't score the ball?
All right, I think we're about to go down a very I guess I don't know where it's gonna go, path with fears. So before we go down it, let me just say this. You said it's been a month of this. I'll defend him for the last time probably in this video. I will defend him. He had 21 and 11 one game ago, and your offense scored 114 points. So it hasn't been a month. It's been a week since we saw a brilliant performance
What
from
was it
Williams.
before that?
Very bad. But like if you are looking for signs of life, you don't have to look more than 5 days ago to find signs of life. You
Against
have
Cornell.
to you somehow have to find a way to get the good fears against good teams. I I don't know why you can't right now, but you can't. But that's to me, that's the key to the season. Like if people ask like what could this
Well,
team be? What's wrong?
here's why you can't though. You can't because of also like we've had conversations in the past about what you put around people. Cars around him,
Yeah,
curtains around him.
yes.
Like it's and right now at the point that it's at, playing the way he is, he can't create for himself. He can get himself fouled. That's about it.
Yeah, he needs to do that more. And he was 10 for
Got to.
10 from the line in this game.
Right. So that's it. Thank God he did that.
Right. I mean, I hear you. I hear you. Like obviously the shooting guard spot is worse than anything from Jeremy Fears.
I don't even want to talk about the shooting guard spot.
Cohen?
Let's talk about the guy who was one of the highest paid players on the team, and all this breakout talk and all this, that, and the third, and he has gotten worse, worse.
All right, save the Cohen stuff. We'll get to Cohen in a minute. I feel like I've got to go therapy mode in a second. I wasn't anticipating this. I really didn't know you were this doom and gloom on this cart.
I watched my team score 56, man, on the
Yeah,
road.
I guess that'll change it, man. But you've been to Lincoln? Weird shit happens in Lincoln at 9 p.m. on a Friday night.
Sure, sure. That might be true. That's the thing. That might be true. Also, there's a world where this like if this doesn't go away, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I can't believe this didn't go away. I'll be like, well, you know what? For the last month we have played like shit. So like maybe we're more that team than we are the team that was at the start of the year.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that's a thing.
Do you think Cohen got a cake pop on the way out?
I don't I don't I hope so. At least leave there with something.
All right. I want to go down the fears path until we're fully finished with the full conversation and it's a long conversation. So humor me, let's go down that path first. Before we do though, again, I feel like I have training wheels on. I'm just trying to be really careful with this. I do want to make it extremely clear. It is not Fears' fault. Whatever this team's issues are not Fears' fault. That's unfair to him. It's unfair to like his family, anyone with a Fears rooting interest watching this video. Before we go further down this, it is not on Jeremy Fears the limitations that have been put around him. Cohen Carr is a really tough guy for Fears to play with in a lot of ways in a half court setting. Transition their perfect match in a half court is tough. You're dying right now. What are you trying to fuck it
Did
up?
Cohen Carr dribble it off Fear's foot?
Right. We'll get to that. Just let me set the fucking table. Like, he needs to be better, is the point I'm trying to get to. But also, like, you can't just, that can't be the loudest thing in the room because, like, it would be so much easier for him if you had
Oh, yeah. I agree with the point you're going with right now. Yes.
like you've made an environment that is basically as hard as it can possibly be on Jeremy Fears to be good
Yes.
for 1 year, and then like the light at the end of the tunnel is like, well, next year we'll have great players, and this isn't to shit on Cooper, who's been amazing. This isn't to shit. I guess it could shit on Cohen if we want to do that, but like this is like you have a revolving door of MAC players at the two, and none of them can guard, and
Mhm.
none of them can dribble, right? So like seriously, like you have surrounded this guy at all times with a center who can't shoot, a three who can't shoot. Neither of those two can come off the floor. Jackson Kohler's obviously a great fit with Fears, but like there's not enough here. There's not enough for Jeremy Fears to like really thrive. And he's done, I think, a really admirable job. Like he has grown his game in a lot of ways. He has. But we are about to go down the like let's hold Jeremy Fears accountable path. And I just felt obligated to get that out in front because it doesn't feel fair to like harp on Fears with pitchforks when there are so many other things wrong with this team. You know?
Yeah, that's fair. No, it's fair. In saying that as well, I do think there needs to be a little bit of just like, the better players on this team need to be held to a standard, despite what other people are doing, which is why I think that, like there's that group, there's that four. There's the four. Like Izzo said at the start of the year, the four guys that like waited their turn and I give all this due diligence to my upperclassmen and the guys who've been here, the leaders of this team. I think that there's guys on this team that are rewarding Izzo for that, and Jackson Kohler and Carson Cooper. And I think Fears has done that at points this season. Outside of the Cornell game, I don't think he has done that to the ability I think that he can
Well,
do. I think he's a better player than that. And maybe I'm wrong, but that's just the way I look at it.
his struggles are well documented in the big games. He had 19-7 against North Carolina, Ken Pom MVP. 14-6 against Iowa, Ken Pom MVP. Had starts in hell. Like even in this game, he played 35 minutes, did not get 1 second of breather in the second half because there is no backup point guard, and finishes with 14-7 on a night he couldn't hit shit. Like I trust me, I feel a certain way about Fears. I don't like being the guy that has to defend him. But I feel like before we do go down the dark path of like he needs to be better, we should just acknowledge that it's been made very difficult for him to be better. We're asking a lot of him if 14-7 is like this was our biggest problem tonight.
Yeah. Also, where do we get to the point too where we don't even do the whole like player thing? Can we do like a wide range team thing?
Yeah.
So this is a team where the margin for error is very slim, right? We both agree on that.
Um I think you're still an elite defensive team, so that gives you a pretty big margin for error. But offensively, yes, very much so.
So like I think here's where I look at it. Because of what we do offensively, we need to play good defense and take care of the ball.
Yeah, 19 turnovers.
We did one of those.
But that's Nebraska defense more than
Like
anything to me.
okay, see, I want to. Here's the only point. I agree, but also, what about Nebraska's defense made my team step out of bounds 7 times in a game?
I think part of that is Nebraska defense. Part of it was fluke. Part of it was fluke. Part of it was fluke.
Yeah,
Part of it was fluke. Like I'm not going to sit here and say all 19 were forced card, but this is the 18th best defense in the country. They're 83rd in forced turnovers, and they do things that make no sense. That's the scout. Like they leave their man and come at you from weird angles they're not supposed to that you're not used to.
Mhm.
They basically forced Jackson Kohler to stand and wait for the ball in this game. You couldn't use him in the post at all. We've talked about Cooper. Like most of your players, it's just a personnel thing, right? We would have been worried about Cooper coming into this game. We would have been worried about Kurt Tang doing anything in this game. Like it wasn't your stars. Fears had 7 assists and 3 turnovers. Kohler had 2 turnovers. Like Nebraska's defense did this to guys who are uncomfortable with the ball, and Michigan State has a lot of those.
Mm.
A ton of those. And if there is someone to blame for it, it would be Fears. Like maybe the ball shouldn't be in these guys' hands as much. It should be
Or
in
Tom
Frederick's.
Izzo.
Or Tom Izzo. What should Izzo have done differently?
I mean, this is the roster he built.
Well, yeah, you can critique that for sure.
Yeah, which is like I don't even want to like harp on it, but like this is you went out and got the Denim Wojcik, man. Like and not even that. I don't even want to do that. Like throwing him. Like you went out and got
I
Trey
do.
Ford.
I'll throw him under the bus. Why are we still doing this?
See, I do, but like I want to throw him. Like I do want to do that, but also at the same time, here's this weird thing that's going on in my head. I'm just seeing like, oh, Denim's on the, and I agree. I'm the first person doing it, but 55 just gets a free. No one's talking about 55.
Okay. I still want to finish Fears before we go to Cohen. I feel like I'm making you wait both recaps tonight for what you want to get to. Uh, so in the very, very first couple sentences of this recap, I think I monologued about the idea of can Michigan State get to Nebraska mentally, right? To me, we both said in the preview no, but there was a moment in this game it looked like yes. And I want to go to that for a second and then talk about what happened after. This is just Jeremy Fears at his most Jeremy Fearsy for me. He had a 3 possession sequence early in the second half. I was texting you about it. Actually, I think there was 9 minutes left. Nebraska had their largest lead of the game. They were up 9 with 9.5 minutes left in this game. It looked like it was slipping away from Michigan State. All these issues where, Kohler hadn't scored in the second half. You just kind of hit a wall, turnover problem. Threes aren't going in. You're down 9. There's 10 minutes left. You're on the ropes. Oh, shit. Sound the alarms. What do we do? In that moment, Jeremy Fears had the answer, and his answer was get a hold of this game in a very gamesmanshipy way. This is something we have seen from Fears a lot, and it's discussed however you want. Non-Michigan State fans will look at these plays and hate them, call it unethical. Michigan State fans will be like, he kept us in a game. We were losing it, and he kept us in a game. I see both sides. The sequence, if I'm going, I want to make sure I'm mentally mapping this correctly. But the sequence was this. Down 9, Frager just hit the 3 to go from 6 to 9. Frager does this. Fears looked right at a ref who was going to call technical anyway, but the technical was not called until Fears turned right to the ref standing right there and said he just did that. Gets his technical. Fears goes to the line and hits 2. What was the second? There were 3.
There was like the up top thing, like with the elbow.
Yes, he had the cylinder rule.
Yeah.
So immediately after the Frager technical, it looks like Fears is going to pick up a flagrant
Mm.
against Frager, and they end up calling it a cylinder rule on Frager. And Fears goes back to the line, hits 2 more free throws. Then I think the very next possession after that, Fears just, embellishes a body call into the first row. And I guess that would be a quote unquote normal Fears foul bait, which he is very good at.
Mm.
So in back to back to back possessions, Jeremy Fears generated 6 free throws, made all 6 of them, from largely non-basketball plays. I mean, a technical, a cylinder rule, and a flop, which I guess the flop was the most basketball play of the three.
Mhm.
9-point game is now a 3-point game, thanks entirely to 90 seconds of Jeremy Fears. Um, in that moment, I'll be honest with you from watching at home, say what you want about like however it happened or how you feel about it. I thought Nebraska was losing composure. Like Frager lost his mind. Those plays hurt his team. Fears was being a gamesmanship guy and winning the game.
Mhm.
Like you on the ropes, on the road, you needed that from Jeremy Fears. And I think in a lot of ways, some of those like needing that and using that to win to me in a lot of ways is kind of iffy and gross, and I don't like it. But like you needed it, so I don't know. The point is the question I raised and what we said in the preview: can you get to Nebraska? There was a moment in this game it felt like Fears got to him. He did.
Yeah, he got to who?
Well, I thought it affected the other guys on Nebraska too. It was
Okay.
Frager.
I thought it was very like the young guys on Nebraska-esque, like who were affected.
So just Frager.
Right? Isn't 31 a freshman?
Jacobson?
Yeah.
No.
Is he not? Okay, I might be wrong on that
No,
one.
he's a vet. He's
Okay.
I want to
He
say
was trying to do
18.
some he was trying to do some little shit here and there, trying to be a part of the Fears action a little bit. But yeah, I thought that the red shirt freshman was the one that got very much caught up in the Fear stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, for what it's worth, I think even long before Jeremy Fears was involved with Frager, Frager's a psycho.
Mm.
Like that's been well documented this season. He's a psycho. He is a crazy man, crazy player. So we can talk about Frager's actions however much we want to here. The point was this. There was a moment where I thought we were wrong and Fears was successfully going to win a game by mentally breaking Nebraska.
Mm.
Then, after erasing that deficit from 9-3, what happened felt an awful lot like what happened in the Duke game,
Mm.
where Fears is having this breakthrough moment where non-basketball stuff is winning a game. And then all of a sudden it comes time where you need Jeremy Fears to play basketball and he can't. And he has opportunities and he fails. So obviously like he can play basketball. That's not what I mean to do here. He's second in the country in assist rate. But this is you've lost 2 games this year in 14 games. Both of them have had a pretty similar arc of loud Fears gamesmanship into Fears meltdown, terrible play down the stretch. What do you make of that? What did you see? Why did this happen?
Um, oh, try to think here.
It's very complex, man.
It is because here's the thing, like we watch a lot of college basketball. How many technicals do we see where guys hit a three and direct it at somebody else, like directly, and they call a technical foul? It happens all the time, especially when you do finger at somebody, finger guns, whatever you want to call it, at somebody. That gets called across college basketball all the time. I watch college basketball, and you get technicals for turning around and saying something to the bench. So if you're gonna say something directly into somebody and do a motion to somebody in front of the referee, like is that not getting called a tech? If Jeremy Fears did not point at Frager, is that technically getting called?
I don't know.
Come on, man. That's not getting called?
I don't know.
Okay. If so, even outside of that, I just I don't know if we will ever be able to like do this like basketball, non-basketball play thing. Because I think he does do some non-basketball stuff.
You
I
thought those were
do.
basketball plays?
What was he supposed to do in the Frager one? No, I'm talking about with the finger gun part. Like, what is he supposed to do?
He's the biggest fake tough guy ever. And I understand I'm going to get killed for that and I'm going to get clipped for it. And I almost asked to sub out of this because I don't want to do it. But you can't talk about this team without talking about the hypocrite nature of Jeremy Fears, the leader, the tough guy.
I'm not saying I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying like we're calling Frager celebrating at Fears in front of the referee. Like what? I just don't get like how like is it Fears pointing to the ref and saying he did that? Is that the part of it what we're talking
I
about?
mean, I can only speak for myself. Yes, I found that absolutely hysterically humorous.
Okay. I think given who Fears is, that is humorous, but I
He's the
just
baddest motherfucker, villainous, want to talk his shit until it happens to him.
yeah, there's a lot of
And then
villains
what
that do
happens?
that. There's a lot of them. But I don't I that's the only part I don't get. I don't get like I'm fine with the other part of it. Like yeah, he's flopping around and flying to the first row. He does that all the time. And I get why people think it's
Despicable
unethical.
balls, despicable hoops.
I think it is.
He
I just
went two
don't
for eight in
know.
this game. He's got nothing. He has nothing. He has nothing other than that. That's the problem, right? You were trying to be critical of it 10 minutes ago, and now you're flipping.
No, I am critical of it. The only
He's
thing
got
I'm saying,
nothing other than that.
yeah, but here's what I'm saying though, is that we're over here trying to say that we don't see guys get called for technical fouls all the time when you literally in front of the referee do finger 3-point guns and say whatever you said right in front of the ref, right in someone's face. I
Listen,
literally watch college basketball. You watch it too. Guys turn around and talk shit to the bench and get called for technicals all the time.
yeah, I'm without knowing what was said, I don't know what to say about that. Like I'm not even upset he got that tech. It's following that up with a silly. It's getting 6 free throws in a 20-second span without any of them having anything to do with a basketball play. That's only Fears can do that. He's the only player in the country who can do that. And he did it, and it almost won you the game. And by the way, we nailed everything in this preview. I fucking told you Jackson Kohler was going to be wide open and hit 6 threes. I fucking told you this game would come down to if Fears' gamesmanship works or not.
Mm.
And he tried. And it almost did, and it didn't. Because you don't have the basketball stuff to back it up. And that's what I'm waiting for. Is that ever going to get there for him or not? Clearly he can do this. Clearly he can erase a deficit or extend a lead whenever he wants by picking out the most mentally weak player on the opposing team and doing this. Kudos to him, I guess, for doing it. And kudos to Nebraska for somehow overcoming it and winning the game anyway. But like, I don't know what you do with that guy when that guy's your everything. This guy's
So
your
when I said that this team was the 38th best team in the country, you act like I eviscerated them.
because
If we can't win a game without our
better than
point
that.
guard doing gamemanship, non-basketball plays, according to the masses, then how is this team good?
Because your defense is elite, and Fears is a big part of that. You held them to
But
58. You had
but
a
it comes
chance to win a game when your offense had nothing.
comes down to playing. It comes down to making shots and playing basketball
But
and not
yeah,
trying to.
but most teams that get held to
Also,
56.
it's not just about Fears too. Like this, the rest of this basketball team outside of the front court is not playing good basketball,
All right.
and they can't create shit for themselves. So like, I'm with you. Like I'm not over here trying to push back on any of the non-basketball stuff. I agree with that. The only portion of it that I want to do a little bit of pushback on is the whole if you hit a three in front of somebody and point at them and say some shit to them, 9 times out of 10 you will get called for a technical foul.
Yeah, and I don't have an issue with Frager getting teed up on that. I think it's
Right?
hysterical that Fears was begging for it instead of just getting it naturally. You
Sure.
got
I think that I would find that funny too.
also like it's hysterical that he's spent more time this weekend going back and forth with Nebraska burners than anything else apparently.
Yeah, not a fan of that.
Mateen, who they compare him to,
I think there's a contingent of people who do call him that.
is a different guy. Recent memory that it feels more like this weekend to me
Who?
than Mateen. Mateen was a winner. Mateen was a winner.
He
Could
becomes
never take that
Mateen.
from him.
He becomes Mateen once he plays with Charlie Bell and Mo Pete.
It's a fair point. What would Mateen look like if he was playing with Kurtang? Is a very fair point.
I don't even think Mateen will play with Curtin.
I don't have much pushback at all on that. It's a very
But
fair
yeah,
point.
no, listen, Michigan State's a
But
limited
did you
basketball.
not did you not lead like 7 minutes ago with like we need more from Fears?
Yeah, we do.
All right, let's somehow merge between because I think simultaneously I'm defending fears with also being like that was despicable, and then you're being like critical of fears while being like no, it wasn't. Shut up. So
No,
like
I'm
we
not even,
we
I'm not
gotta
even.
find like common ground somehow between our spiraling thoughts on fears.
So here's what it is. I'm not even saying that the whole like it's not despicable portion of it. I'm saying that like the just the 3 point like you're saying that oh my God, Fears is I can't believe that happened. That technical was called. It was all because Jeremy Fears cried about it, which is that technical is going to happen 9 times out of 10. The funny part of it, like you said, is the crying about it part, like being like, oh, call that technical on him, but it would have got called either way.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a common ground on his overall performance at this point. I don't
My point guard does very unethical things.
He's a villain.
It's what he does.
He's a villain.
It's what he
But
does. He
that's
does,
yeah,
and he, and
villains.
he it's what he does, and he tries to use it to win basketball games. And in the big moments this year, it has not worked because usually it doesn't work against good basketball teams.
There's a level I think though which we're like this is all a natural progression of who he wants to be right now and is trying to be. When you decide you want to be the villain, there's levels to like, being the villain because you're the greatest and you have that edge to you versus being the villain playing a character and you're not all that hard to beat,
Hmm.
right? Like obviously Michigan State teams have been very hard to beat in the last year and a half. You're 12-2 right now, you are still very hard to beat. But, like there's been a lot of villains in college basketball the last 5 years that have not been that hard to beat personally, that ended up being really easy to laugh at for how
Hmm.
much they loved being the villain while having massive holes in their games.
Right.
And it feels like Fears is trending that way right now. Like his final minute in this game was like comedic terrible.
Yeah, he dribbled off his foot, and then he picked up his dribble and threw it to Kurt Tang, who then threw it to Carson Cooper.
What was he doing on the last play?
I couldn't tell you.
You said in real time, you said he got swarmed.
But I watched it again. I was like, I don't really care if you get like, don't don't do something. Do something.
Felt to me when he gave it up off a quote unquote whatever double blitz, whatever you want to call it, felt like there was enough time to get it back. Like Kerr had it for like 4 seconds.
It looked like he was anticipating it too. Like he was like whether they were blitzing that or not, he was gonna pick that dribble up and try to pass it.
It was weird to me. I don't and you think I mean it feels like it's like 11 games running at this point. Before the halftime buzzer beater, Fears just barrels into people and throws it up.
Mhm.
He's done that literally every game. Why didn't he just do that?
That's, yeah, uh, it probably would have been a better option than whatever he did.
Like, dude, like, I'm not tripping on that, right? Every single first half, the ball finds Fears, and it's just like, I'm gonna go try to get to the free throw line. I'm kind of stunned he didn't try to do that down two with 10 seconds left.
Yeah, well, maybe I don't know. Maybe he thought Tom would call a timeout. I don't know.
Okay.
And then he realized he would, and then he realized he wasn't, and then he was in a bad spot.
It's kind of almost like kryptonite to me. It's like the one thing you do best, which I hate, is unstoppably sell fouls and get to the line. And
Hmm.
then in like the biggest moment where your team needed you to do that, you didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like if anything, doesn't that feel kind of like low IQ from him even? Like
Yeah, I mean, him just picking up the ball in that spot, yeah. But like, here's the thing, like that being your go-to move, like, how's that the go? Like that's the go-to. That was our best offense in the half court.
it's the single most reliable thing Michigan State does.
Outside of throwing in the Jackson Kohler, but people figure all we gotta do is double Jackson and then you're fine.
Yeah. The single most reliable action Michigan State has outside of Cohen Carr go routes and transition off stops is Jeremy Fears barreling through people getting to the free throw line. And
Simply.
that's why I think the offense is where it is, though, right? It's like you haven't found whatever that action would be to replace that.
And then when he does the other portion of it, which is, you know, pass the ball. I think Kurtan was 4 for 12 from three in this basketball game.
Yeah, which is actually like a solid game from Kerr
I
again,
couldn't believe went 4 for 12,
right? Kerr continues to be the most productive of all the shooting guard options. So yeah, I don't know. All right,
which is an issue.
I guess my last little thought on fears. Listen, I understand. I'm probably gonna get clipped by Spartan Dog, LOL 45. Um, I get it. It's not fun for me to have these conversations. Trust me. I do have a lot of respect for the growth Fears has made in certain ways. I do my best, even though I hate stylistically a lot of things about this. I also realize how much it contributes to winning. I'm not kidding when I say there's no player I'd rather see in a single elimination game than Fears, because Fears, you never know how it's going to go with him. Um, I think to just sort of conclude this and move on to Cohen and other things, the reason I care so much about Fears in the construct of this team is this. The other issues with this team are not going to change.
Hmm.
Does that feel fair to say?
Like the things outside of fear is what you're saying?
Yeah, like I think the reason we have to spend every single recap, heart and soul centerpiece of it, discussing what did Jeremy Fears do is because right now there's a super crazy wide range of outcomes between Fears was amazing and Fears was terrible. Oftentimes, we see both in the same game.
Mhm.
We'll see like amazing Fears for 4 minutes, then we'll see terrible Fears for 4 minutes, then we'll see Fears gamesmanship for 4 minutes. Like it's like a crazy roller coaster that it feels is all within his control, but it's still a crazy roller coaster against good teams at least. The point is this, back to what I was saying before this, there's a bunch of holes on this team offensively you could nitpick everywhere, right? Defensively, this team's great. There's no denying that. That should be their identity. And when they win games, that will be their identity. But the reason we have to spend so much time on Fears from my perspective is because Kurtang's not going to get better. Not this year. He is what he is. He's like a 38% shooter from three, and he's a terrible defender. Kurtang is what he is. Trey Ford is a finished product. He is what he is. Terrible defender, good shooter that's not making shots right now, and Izzo doesn't trust him. Divine actually might get better, but I think that's down the line. I don't think that's like by March this year. I don't think Divine's going to go from what he is now to like he's going to be really inconsistent. So whoever's playing at the three for you, to me, it's going to be a weak spot. It is going to be a weak spot all season long. Cohen Carr, I'm sorry, I'll say it, and this is maybe a good segue into where you want to go next. Cohen Carr hasn't added a thing to his game at all.
Mhm.
He is what he is. Kohler has maxed himself out. Credit to him. This is the best version of Kohler we're going to see, and he's awesome. And Carson Cooper has maxed himself out. He's made huge developmental strides. So you look at this team. Your front court is what it is in a good way. They've reached their ceilings. Cohen Carr is what he is in a bad way. He is what he is. And the two spot is what it is. It won't be here next year. It stinks. The one thing that is going to decide where this team goes, good or bad, is whatever happens with Fears. Does he get to this point mentally and emotionally where you actually can trust him every game or not? Does he become effective and find ways to produce against good teams or not? And I think that's why we have to have the convo. It's always a really complex convo because of stylistically how he chooses to do it and how much he loves being the villain. But to me, that's why we have to start and end there every single time and spend 45 minutes doing what did Jeremy Fears do tonight, because it will decide your season one way or another.
Yeah, and I mean, look, the fact of the matter too is like I know it's not all on him. There's other people that are responsible for it. We went the last 5 minutes without a field goal.
Right.
And you know what? Like, we need something from anybody. And I'd rather it be something from Fears because I'm not going to. Good transition. You can't ask anything from Cohen. Cohen can't do anything except dunk, truthfully. And most good basketball teams, most high major basketball teams are going to realize that he can't really dribble. He's going to try to drive through you, just wall up, and he has nothing else outside of that.
He had a good game against Arkansas and a good game against Iowa. Cohen's been terrible against every other major opponent. Do you think that's what we should expect in Big Ten play?
Yes.
Can I get like the full length, detailed Carter Elliott thoughts on it? Like, why? Why? Explain this to me like I'm dumb. Why is Cohen Carr where he is right now?
Because he, as a basketball player, the areas that he needed to improve on, he got worse at.
Which areas?
Well, the first area is that now he's the third option on the basketball team.
That's not an area of the game he could have improved. That's role.
That's true, but I just want to throw that out there. That is a part of this issue, is that he is needed to do. We do need what we need out of him. Um, Second most on this, like he has he has no moves. Like if you wall up, he's gonna try to dribble past you. He doesn't even want to shoot it. If he does shoot it, he's probably gonna miss it. So it's just like you're at a point where like he's just I don't even know how to put this. He's just a negative on the basketball floor. He's not a good defender. He's not a good rebounder. He can't dribble. He can't pass. Like, I mean,
Got
even I don't know. I'll give it to him. He rebounded well in this game. Did he have 6 rebounds? That's actually good for Cohen.
Yeah.
Outside of that, like he was invisible in this basketball game. He had the highlight block and then the alley oop from Cam Ward, right? Outside of that, he was invisible.
Yeah, I think the hard part for me, just as someone covering the team, is all these things offensively that we are saying are weaknesses of the team identity wise, right? Like the half court offenses struggles are all just directly Cohen and Jeremy struggles,
Mhm.
right? Like your team is bad in the half court.
This basketball team has one creator, and that creator can't shoot. So, like, what do you do with that?
Yeah, the team is bad in the half court because they play Cohen Carr and Jeremy Fears together 30 of 40 minutes.
Right.
Which again, mind you, in transition is like as perfect of a combo as you can find. But against teams that somehow take away transition, they haven't found a counter to it at all, right?
And also to this, like, not really that hard to take away Cohen in transition if you're a smart, good basketball team.
I thought Cornell found ways to do it.
Like,
Like,
you can find ways to do it, truthfully,
right,
because like he will try to blow through you.
right.
He'll try to blow through you. And also, while we're having a conversation, if it's not a dunk, for as athletic as a guy as Cohen is, he also can miss his fair share of layups.
Yeah. He's won for his last 14 from three. I mean, that's not a surprise. 5 for 25 on the season. Remember all those off-season clips of him making threes in every single video?
Oop.
Didn't Michigan State literally led every little off-season video they put out every single week with a Cohen jumper?
Yep.
Just fake?
Yep.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Like, what an all-time misleading thing for them to push.
Yeah. And now that none of it's coming to fruition, none of it's coming to fruition, no one's like pushing back either.
It's just an
Yeah,
all-time misleading thing.
that's what kills. Like we had a 45-minute discussion about fears.
Yeah.
Fears gave me 14 and 7.
Right. Fears' bad games are usually still productive for the most part. Cohen's bad games are nightmarish, in my opinion.
His bad games are like, where was he? Was he on the floor?
Right.
And it's just it's a really tough recipe, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I'm not starting to think about what this looks like from Cohen against the other big boys in the league. Obviously, I'm a rooting fan of one of them, but like, I don't know. Like, Purdue's a little different because like he probably matches up with Fletcher against Purdue, and some of his bully ball physical stuff probably works. Like what does Cohen Carr do in a game where Yaxel Lendeborg's at the three?
Not not truthfully sure.
Like
I don't know.
there's gonna be matchups where he just physically can't do things, right?
Yes.
And that is Michigan State just screwed in those games, or is there any world where they go away from Cohen? I kind of floated the idea of like, could you get him back more in a role he was in last year somehow?
How do we do that with this roster?
I know it's hard, especially if you're missing anyone, like you're missing Divine, that makes it even harder. But you'd have to have Scott and Ward come along quickly. But I think that would be it. Get back to Cohen at like 20 minutes a game, not 32.
Yeah, well, let's see. Scott played 14 minutes in this game, and he spent 14 of those minutes getting back cut for baskets and getting and fouling people, and then he took one shot and he missed it.
What's your read on Scott right now? Mind you, Scott is shooting exactly what Cohen is from three this year, 25%.
He's unplayable.
I feel like he's like the ceiling raising optimistic Michigan State fans answers. Like, I like Jordan Scott. I'm like, why? What are you seeing on the court right now that makes you like Jordan Scott other than
Well, here's the thing. Here's my pivot options if we don't want to play Cohen. Honestly, put these guys in a group. Not even a group. Just do this. Like my pivot options, Cam Ward and Jordan Scott gave me 0 and 3 for Cam Ward. I got 0 and 3 from Jordan Scott.
yeah.
I
When
like the pivot options on this team are atrocious.
I think Cam Ward is the one that's most likely to just let's just dumb this down a lot. He's the most likely one to just be a good basketball player.
Hmm.
Like respectfully, Jordan Scott can play a role and get better. I like his skill set. The threes can shoot. If we were just looking at all these non-fears and the bigs guys, who's the most likely to be a good basketball player one day? Cam Ward, no
Yeah,
brainer. Cam Ward.
yeah, I
You
agree.
can't play Cam Ward and Cohen
Yeah,
because that
yeah,
like it would be the worst shooting team ever assembled ever to play Cam Ward and Cohen Carr with bigs and fears.
right.
Which, by the way, sicko idea. Could we lean all the way into defense and do that anyway?
With Cohen on the floor?
Hear me out.
Wait, hold on a second. You said with Cohen on the floor?
Hear me out.
With no, hold on a sec. No, I don't want to hear you out yet. You said a defensive lineup?
With Cohen on the floor, yeah.
Cohen on the floor? Why?
Yeah, hear me out. Hear me out. I think part of Cohen's problem defensively is we have him guarding threes and sometimes fours, and he's a 6'4" pogo stick. What if we had him guarding twos that he's actually bigger and stronger than?
No, no.
What's that? I lost your audio for a second.
Oh no.
No, I
Am I
got you
back?
back. I got you back now. You're good. Hello?
Just making sure I'm alone. If you're here, it'd be a good time to get me. Not sure where my basketball team is going, so go ahead and take me. Um, are we for sure that Cohen knows he's bigger, stronger, and faster than other people?
We're not. I feel like this is the furthest I've heard you go on Cohen. Are you
Well,
out on the Cohen experience?
uh, I don't even know. Not out. Out sounds really, really bad. But
You're
like
sounding really, really bad. You're sounding
we
out on
okay, but
this.
like, can I do my one? Like we might have found this out a little bit earlier than I thought.
Yeah?
I floated the idea that like being this freak athlete, dunky dunk guy doesn't make you a tough Spartan dog guy.
Why?
Because that's not what it's about. You got to be tough, actually. Is Cohen tough?
I'd like you to answer that. I've already done my piece on fears in this video. I don't want to get clipped again.
I don't think Cohen's tough. I think he's a freak athlete. think he's a freak athlete and he's extremely strong. But that doesn't make you tough. It makes you a freak athlete and strong.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Also, it's not also once again we're doing a thing, and I'm sorry I did this too. It's also not about toughness. It's also about basketball. Like you're not gonna tough your way to a win all the time. You got to be good at basketball. And right now, Cohen's best move is a oop or a transition opportunity, and teams can take that away if they are good and sound defensively. We will meet some good, sound defensive teams the rest of the season. We will meet good, sound defensive teams in the tournament, and he will be rendered ineffective.
I hear you.
So that's big picture stuff. I don't know who knows how it plays out in the Big Ten. I like same time y'all can see me, but I don't even know if I feel that way anymore. I don't know if I want to see people.
Okay. So I have like a lot of places I would like to go with this, and I think I'm gonna urge restraint with myself because I'm
Can I say one last
realizing.
thing?
What'd you say?
I think this will help you understand where I'm at more.
Yeah.
So this isn't like this game in itself, like the losing to Nebraska thing. I'm making it sound like it's the earth is coming down. It's really not because to everything that you said and I said, Nebraska's a really good basketball team, right?
Yeah.
Here's where I'm at with it though. I I think that this is going to possibly culminate in a issue where like a bad basketball team does this to us.
Potentially.
That's where I'm at with it.
Potentially, but yeah, I guess I have a lot of questions I'd love to ask, but I keep coming back to this. You're 12-2 with two losses to top 15 teams by a combined 8 points. Feels like we're really breaking down a lot there.
Yeah, we might be, but then again, that's what we do.
You're 12-2, man.
All right.
You're 12-2. Like I'll talk you off the ledge if you're on it.
I'm not even on the ledge. Just not happy.
Well, here was the question I was going to ask then.
Go ahead.
I'm just I'm not asking other Michigan State fans to answer this question. I'm asking you,
Hmm.
given all that you've said tonight. Feels like most of the concerns with this team's issues right now, like we have laid out tonight, come back to who Jeremy Fears and Cohen Carr are. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Like, yes, of course, you could surround these guys with the perfect group. But also, given what their limitations are, they're both in their third year in the program now. Fears is technically a sophomore, but they've been around for now 2.5 years. There's a whole lot of like, well, they need this. They need this guy around them. They need this type of center. They need this. Because Fears can't do this and Cohen can't do this. And if we're going to play them together, we need this. It's a lot of moving shit around for two guys with flaws, which leads me to my diabolical question. Are you wanting to build around that again next year? Like, I think the hope was this would go super smooth, but the hope was that Cohen was going to add a bunch to his game.
I think there's one guy out of the two.
That you're wanting to build around and one that you could care less about.
One I would like just role player guy, I think, on a good basketball team.
So you're all in on Fear still being the heart of this. You would like Cohen
Just
as
because I think the passing is what's intriguing. The passing and the defense. Whereas like what am I building around with Cohen? Verticals?
are they a package deal though?
Go routes?
Do we think these two are a package deal in the long term?
I don't think they should be.
Do we think these two like obviously Izzo is certainly thinking senior year amazing. It's Fears and Cohen's team, right?
Yeah, well, I guess here's the one thing you hold out hope for. Does Izzo just out of nowhere get Cohen to do stuff?
No, Cohen's not. ever going to change. I'm
He got
sorry.
Carson Cooper to do stuff.
Carson Cooper was already making strides to his game.
I got you. That was my diabolical one little inkling there.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. We're not going to see it. I'm sorry, folks.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. All right. I shared my Purdue theory with you. I sent a huge voice note. You never responded.
I wasn't in the right space.
Did you listen to it?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, shit. This is going to go longer than we even thought then. Here we go.
Well,
Button up.
because there's a reason I didn't listen to it.
Why?
'Cause I can't. I don't think that honestly, maybe I should have listened to it, but I really don't think there's a world where you can even put it in that same realm.
I can.
Okay.
Wait, what do you mean in the same realm? What do you mean by that?
Like the realm of this team is similar to the one with Braden, Fletch, and TKR.
Yes.
God, yeah, I gotta hear it.
Okay. So here's my pitch. And yes, they're I already went through this in the Discord. I think I swayed most of our Discord to being like, yeah, I see the vision. At first, most people were just like, you're comparing Cohen to Fletcher Lawyer. Shut up. I know. Stylistically, this makes no sense other than the fact that Braden and Fears do a lot of the same things passing wise. They do.
That's it though.
Kinda. Hear me out. I think identity wise, the rest of this season for Michigan State, their challenge is going to feel an awful lot like Purdue's challenge felt last season. And I think the two programs are in a really similar spot. And this is why. Last season, Michigan State wins the league by 3 games, thanks in a sizable part due to things that are gone and or an emergent superstar. Purdue, 2 years ago, same thing. Championship team, dominated, won everything. Thanks in large part to things that were gone and a superstar. Now, moving past that championship year from both of them, still had a Hall of Fame coach, still had a veteran core led by a quote unquote elite leader, pass first point guard. That just point blank, we know how Painter feels about Braden, and we know for sure how Izzo feels about Fierce. These guys mentally believe, and believed specific to the timeline I'm discussing, coming off a championship with that guy at point guard as a younger player. Those guys believed, oh, give me anyone with him and I'll win.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We documented it with Purdue 2 years ago. Edie left, but Paint looked at Braden and this veteran star in the front court, TKR, Kohler, and a third option you trust in Fletcher and Cohen, and said, we're fine. We'll figure it out. Oh, Cannon Catchings left us? Whatever. We'll figure it out. I don't need anything. I got role players. We'll figure it out. I got Braden. That's exactly what Tom Izzo did when Holloman left. And I'm not even sitting here camping saying this would be totally different with Holloman. But I am saying, like, I think these roster builds in the offseason progressed in a way that were very much, it doesn't fucking matter. I got my vets. We're champs. We're going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then you started the year off pretty well. Felt like you were going to be fine. And then at a certain point at the end of December, early January, both figured out, oh shit, we're not fine.
Mm-hmm.
We are not going to be the champs. And I'm not sitting here to tell Michigan State fans to sit down and stop acting like you can win a championship. I am doing this. Purdue really, Carts, and you know this, their season last year was coming to terms with the fact that they weren't what they thought they were. Because, by the way, Matt Painter hated his center. Matt Painter hated some of the players he had to put on the floor by the end of the year. That's what Izzo's doing exactly to a T with the 2-guard spot right now. It might as well literally be Will Berg and Caleb First instead of Kurtang and Trey Ford. And you are putting your head down, ramming your head into a wall, trying to get creative the same way Paint did. Like, oh, you know what? We'll go with First and we'll completely change our defense. To me, that's what Izzo's trying to do with Wojcik right now and Devine. And like, these are great coaches and they trust their guys. You're going to be fine, right? Like, to come back to this, you're going to be fine. Purdue was fine. They made a second weekend, finished tied for fifth in the Big Ten. Like that's the stakes we're talking about here. Michigan State is going to be fine. You're not the 37th best team or whatever you said. You're a good team. Are you a championship team or not? The story of Purdue last season was coming to terms with their own mistakes and what left and realizing, oh shit, we're not. Now we need to go fix it for next year. To me, that is exactly what Michigan State's about to go through.
That's actually insane. It does actually make a lot of sense. The only thing I would say to go against that, because the theory is correct. Braden's better than Fears, TKR is better than Kohler, and Fletcher is astronomically better.
Kohler's really fucking good, man.
He is, but TKR is better.
Kohler this year might be better than TKR.
That is, yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, but the Cohen Fletcher thing.
Right. This is not a comparison between those three players in these
But
two.
also, if it's last year, though, TKR was what, 20-6?
Right. Right.
Kohler's not that.
Right. So I guess like if what you're saying is true and we want to go that way, it's like the only difference that would have on this is maybe Michigan State finishes a little bit worse than Purdue did in Big Ten.
Yeah,
Like,
because also like attribute wise, just like Braden can shoot, Fletcher can, the other guys
yeah.
just can't.
But also like I mean even down to like the fact that you're a one-sided team, right? Like last year Purdue was totally championship level offensively. They just couldn't guard. Right? Michigan State is still totally championship level defensively.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't score.
Right.
So, and again, it's the whole thing to me the rest of this year is just going to be Izzo somehow trying to get creative, same way Paint did. And also, more importantly than anything, fucking, I won't let this happen again. We saw Demon Painter last offseason, preseason #1 team. That could absolutely be in the cards for Michigan State a year from now.
Yeah. That's true.
And the sky's not falling. You're still good. Like no one wants to see this Michigan State team. It's just, I think that's what you're going through.
Do we let it fall this year and then not let it fall next year?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Could be a thing.
It'd be fun. All right. Anything else before we are out of here?
Please win the next game.
We will have a preview up of this Monday, the day of the game, Michigan State USC.